For now, everybody, we're going to march on. We started streaming early tonight, and for good reason. Last night, the Cleveland Cavaliers secured the #1 overall pick thanks to the Charlotte Bobcats. Not to mention that is one of 4 of their draft picks in round #1. Chats Nuggets picking 12th and 25th, 24th, not 25th. There you go. I can read. I'm ready to go. I've had to wait almost 24 hours to decide just who I am drafting. And it is time to make that decision. It's time to make that decision. Give me a second. So, let's do it. The NBA draft. The #1 pick in the 2009 draft belongs to the Cleveland Cavaliers, in which I am going to get trade offers for it. Eric Gordon and Jamal Tinsley. Are you drunk? DeAndre Jordan and a first-round pick in 2012. Ooh. Pick #3 and Darrell Wright. How good is Darrell Wright? C+. C+ at 23. That's not worth it. Pick #2 from the Magic. Pick #2 in the Magic, along with Kevin Wennington for Ray Cooper. I just don't want to pay for Wennington. Pick #5, Bino Utrecht. Move down 3 spots and pick up Seattle's first rounder next year. Those aren't bad offers. They certainly aren't. However, none of those offers can get me to trade away this pick. None of them can. When James Harden's available, Blake Griffin, he jumped a car hood once. He did.
Pigeon.
Can't be bothered to download an app. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to. Appreciate the 364. Tyreek Evans, Ricky Rubio, DeMar DeRozan, Brandon Jennings. It's a decent little draft. However, the Cleveland Cavaliers, with the first overall pick in the 2009 draft, are going to select Steph gosh darn by God Curry. Cody, good to know. Steph Curry is the pick. Ski, what's going on? Steph Curry on the Cavs. Let's go. So, by the way, Curry, Iverson, James, for at least 2 years with Thaddeus Young and Roy Hibbert behind him. My window is officially open. It's officially open. The Orlando Magic at #2 select James Harden. New York Knicks at #3 take Blake Griffin. #4, Ricky Rubio off to the Seattle Sonics. At #5, the Toronto Raptors take generated Julian Farmer. So we will sim to the next pick, which will be the Cavs at #9. Tyreek Evans is still there. Okay. All right. I'm good with this. Oof. God damn. I mean, it's Oakley or Evans. I mean, how good is Oakley, allegedly? How good are you, allegedly? Both looking like a B-. Drew Holiday might have a good potential if you can trust it. You do need a center. I don't. I have Roy Hibbert. So, I mean, Fisher and James, their deals are both done. So, Curry, Iverson, if Redick leaves, I'll still have Cooper, Tyreek Hill. We have Designer Jop signed. Roy Hibbert behind him. 9th overall. We're pulling off the double. Point guard Steph Curry. Shooting guard Tyreke Evans. Come on down to Cleveland. Not bad at all. Drew Holiday goes to the Detroit Pistons. And the Trailblazers take Ty Lawson. So that brings up Chat's Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets at this stage. Bibby entering the final year of his deal. Livingston will have to be re-signed. You got Dwayne Wade. Kyle Korver's deal is up again. At forward, Durant will have to be re-signed. Jefferson is leaving. But you got Joe there. Power forward is Nene. Hakeem Warwick's on the way out. And then at center, Kendrick Perkins. With Zach Rowe needing to be re-signed, Dallin Bear is probably out. Jake, hello. How are you, buddy? So for you guys, let's see who it's going to be. In terms of the selection, it's pretty obvious at point guard. It would be Brandon Jennings as the best option left. If you were to take a shooting guard, it would pretty much be Danny Green. At forward... No great options is the correct answer. James Johnson appears to be the best. At power forward, it's going to be Taj Gibson. We know he was better than Hansbrough because Hansbrough didn't develop for me last time. And then at center, you got the big man Oakley. 19 years old and a 77. I would imagine he would be the pick, but it's still up to chat. And go ahead and vote. Who's it going to be? Who is it going to be? You've seen the team. You've seen the players available. What do you got? Who do you got? What's it going to be? Right now, Oakley and Gibson are the favorites. Jake, it's always good to see you, man. It's always good to see you. Who will it be? Will it be Oakley? Will it be Taj Gibson? It's down to the two of them. I know who I'd take. But who will chat select? Is it Gibson? Is it Oakley? Shout out to the one person who voted for Jennings. Warrior, probably. And the selection is Taj Gibson. I would have gone for Cody Oakley for sure. Taj Gibson off to the Denver Nuggets. We skip ahead. Cavs back on the clock, then the Nuggets again. God, do I take another smaller player? Jeff Teague. We got Jeff Teague, Darren Collison, Patty Mills. Got Wesley Matthews out there. Tyler Hansbrough again. Dude named Brandon Barea at center. Okay. Just outright, who has the best potential left? A couple of B pluses. There's no way Hansbrough actually has that potential. There's just no way. So the best rating... I'm looking at a group of 72s. Pizza Box Tom from one former mainer to another. Tom, thank you. I haven't had a mottos in a long time. It's good. It's good stuff though. Thank you for the 4 months. How are you tonight? How the heck are you? All right, who the hell am I taking here? I might take Wes Matthews because how much help do I need at guard? You know. If we've already added Curry, we have Iverson. Honestly, another guard wouldn't be the worst. I'm missing out on Mason. Okay. So, point guard or forward. With my third pick of the first round. Let's risk it here. There's a couple of guards I could end up with. I am going to take Wesley Matthews with this pick out of Marquette. The Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets. Again, based off of what you needed, because best player available is a toss-up at this point, you should be able to re-sign Livingston. You could get a cheaper guard option behind Wade. You're good at forward with Durant and Ingles. You picked the power forward already. You have the center. So if you're going for need, which makes sense, I mean, just getting coverage in case you can't afford Kyle Korver is the best way to go. In which case, you'd be looking at Garrett Temple's painted on beard is what it looks like. He would pretty much be the guy. Him or Wayne Ellington. It didn't really scout out Ellington that much. I mean, Teague and Collison could play shooting guard, but you can't guarantee it'll actually play them there. That's the only issue with that. So, I mean, yeah, if you were to go for the shooting guard, it looks like Garrett Temple. And, of course, potentials are tough to trust. It's either Wingate or Temple. It's one of the top two. Just a matter of who you like more. Apparently the same ratings. We'll put it up to a vote. Will it be Wingate? Or will it be the Temple? Who's going to Denver? How do you trade for drafted players? Like the player rates from the draft. I can only see current site. So, Crash, trade for the pick that they were selected with. Yeah, you got to trade for the pick that they were selected with. It doesn't update until afterwards. It's a bit weird. Looks like it's going to be Temple. Looks like it. But you got a ways to go. But it looks like it's going to be Garrett Temple. That's dumb, but makes sense. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and make that call. Garrett Temple off to the Denver Nuggets. A good bit of depth as the Cavaliers still have one pick left in this round. It'll either be Jeff Teague, Darren Collison, or Patrick Mills. Okay. Jeff Teague is apparently the most highly touted of the bunch. Based on where he was selected or projected to be drafted. Mills is a year younger. Potential is apparently about the same, but I am going to select Jeff Teague. So 4 picks, all 4 of them made for the Cavaliers. The Nuggets are back on the clock. At this point, you can only take the best players available. You already took a guard, so you might as well take a big man. And at this rate, take the taller one, D. Wagner. It's not even really worth discussing. There was nobody great available at that stage. I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. Of course, I get offers for this pick. Yeah, I'm not trading Steph Curry. Thank you. I like how they tried to sneak Steph Curry right at the end. I guess I still have access to Jermaine Taylor. That's good to know. I don't know. It was a Harden and a pick. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of Steph Curry though. Not a chance. You could, unless you're offering me prime Michael Jordan. I saw how OP Steph Curry is in this game. I already witnessed that. Let's take Doug Wallace. So with that, the most ridiculous draft for the Cavs. Steph Curry on his way to Cleveland. James Harden on his way to the Magic. You got Griffin, Rubio, Farmer. DeMar off to Dallas. That always seems to happen. Of course, I took Tyreek Evans as well. He's also a 79. Holy shit. Drew Holiday, Ty Lawson. You guys got Gibson. Oakley, 5 points better. Jennings off the board. My goodness. Beverly. Ended up getting Matthews. You guys took Temple. Wingate was the same rating, 2 years younger. We don't really know about potentials. He has more badges, though. Then Jeff Teague, who seemed to be the better choice over Darren Collison. Mills was a 72. Not too shabby. So the rookie signings for you guys, obviously Gibson, Temple, So it makes sense to sign D. Wagner. Yeah, honestly, I mean, he'll get paid the same amount as a random filler option, so some depth there. Does it make sense for me to sign Doug Wallace? No, it does not. Your guy was a little bit better than mine, but Teague, Matthews, Evans, Steph. That is the way to go for the Cavaliers. So we get out to the player options. For you guys, pretty straightforward. Durant, Rowe, Joe Ingles, and then Livingston apparently has an A potential. He'll never reach it, but worth signing for now. And then for me, hold on to JJ and Thaddeus Young. Tony Parker, Jason Kidd, Jason Richardson, Baron Davis. All hitting the free agent market. You guys do have a qualifying offer for Hakeem Warwick that you might as well pick up. Could provide good depth. So we head to free agency. Gilbert Arenas out there. I have Dave Newman to sign. You guys have to make a decision in regards to Jefferson, Dallenberg, Warwick, and Livingston. Interesting. Let's take a further look at this really quickly, shall we? So for me, it is just Newman, a power forward. And then for you guys, you obviously have Jefferson, you have Dallenberg at center, Warwick at power forward, and Livingston. So let's see. What does Chat's team look like? So you still have Bibby for a year. You're going to want to bring back Livingston. Shooting guard, it's Wade and Temple. Forwards, you got Durant, Ingles, Livingston. You don't really need Richard Jefferson. So you could drop Jeff. He didn't want to come back anyway. Power forward, you could also let go of Warwick and just hold on to Gibson. And then center, you have no need for Dallenberg right now whatsoever. So unless there's any disagreement, Sean Livingston's the guy to keep, and that's pretty much that. For me, it's Curry and Teague. Iverson, Reddick, Evans, Cooper. Holy shit. That's some depth. We got LeBron James and Wesley Matthews, Thaddeus Young, and then Jop Hibbert and Lorenzen Wright. So I will probably look to bring back Newman. That said, in terms of cash, Cavs only have about $5 million. You guys have about 3, so there will be no major free agent signings for either of us. It's just keeping who we have. So I am going to try to bring back Dave Newman here for $2.9 million a year. And we can look to flip him later on. And for you guys, the only one to worry about was Sean Livingston. And you can save money from there.
Taste the biscuit.
Shout out to Clawfingers with a double prime sub, apparently. Way to go, Twitch. The double prime. Clawfingers, thank you. How are you? Thank you for supporting my face. Appreciate you. Just making sure we got this right, and we do. Sweet. So the big free agents that we're not going to have to worry about because we can't afford them. Gilbert Arenas, Tony Parker, Chris Paul as an RFA. Got Elton Brand, Michael Redd, Jason Kidd, Jay Rich, Steve Nash, Marion Davis, Richard Jefferson, of course. All right. Well, we'll see how this plays out. So for me, Joe Johnson was a trade exception. I'm just going to let him go. I will also renounce the rights on Derek Fisher. I don't need him anymore. I mean, I could cap hold him, but I also can't guarantee how good he's going to be. And I'm going to have Jeff Teague. So I can let go of Derek Fisher. I can let go of Mike James. I can let go of Roger Mason and just sign Dave Newman. For you guys, there is a cap hold on Kyle Korver, but you have Garrett Temple behind him. He's also a decent shooter. You're not really going to have the money, I would imagine, to sign Kyle Korver because you only had 3 and he wants 4, so he's probably out. Warwick is probably out. Dallenberg, Jefferson, but a great Sean Livingston was pretty much how it was set up. So that is that's a done deal. That's a done deal for both of us. Our business taken care of very, very early. Just making sure nothing flips over. Sweet, we're good to go. That is the easiest free agency period I think we've ever had. Because neither of us have money. Like, neither of us have cash whatsoever. But yeah, I mean, if you're talking, like, I had, like, 5 million, you guys had, like, 3 million. Keon dueling. Darko's out there. Like, you're not getting anybody amazing at this stage. So let's burn through this. See what we got for player progression. Iverson dropped by 4. He is dropped by 5 points. Well, Mac, you also have to consider that you signed Sean Livingston. So Iverson is continuing the drop a little bit. He was signed as like a 91, 92. He is getting older. JJ's up to an 80. Thaddeus got better. Hibbert got better. Newman and Cooper each got worse. So my depth is looking a little bit more shaky. For you guys, Kevin Durant's up to an 89. Livingston an 82. Perk got a little bit worse. But Rowe, Lopez, Ingles, all getting a bit better. Okay. Okay. So we'll take a look at what the teams happen to be set up like in a moment. At the beginning of the season, the 2010 draft class, which, by the way, future picks, the Cavs have the Pistons and a top 3 protected pick from the Jazz, and the Nuggets, nothing extra. Nothing extra, but another year of draft picks for me. This particular draft's John Wall, Boogie Cousins, Paul George, who was amazing for you guys in Orlando. It does drop off a little bit from there. More computer-generated guys this year, but for the most part, still a decent draft. So if we look at the Nuggets, Livingston in the G League is about it. You could argue Rowe or Lopez. And Wagner doesn't have a great potential, but Livingston with that B potential needs to play. And honestly, you could just put Rowe or Lopez elsewhere. It'd give you a little bit more depth at power forward. Let me know if there's any disagreements, but Livingston for your G League player makes a lot of sense. You still have the same coach. He's been here the entire way, Joe Reeves. And in terms of the depth, you could run 7, you could run 8. I mean, shit, you could technically run 11 to start the season. You don't have to care about Ken Johnson. But I mean, you could technically run 11 and still get some depth. You could cut it down to 9 with Joe. 74s only. So I'll leave it up to you. Let's go ahead. Bench 8, 9, 10, 11. How many players you running on the bench this year? Let me know. For the Cavaliers, apparently it's signed me Luke Ridnour. I am stacked at shooting guard. I don't really have anyone to drop down to the G League. Like, Tyreek is kind of the guy to drop right now. Unless I were to trade JJ. That's insane. But I am probably dropping Tyreek Evans down to the Canton Charge. Just so that he's getting full-time playing time until I can likely move out JJ Redick. It's kind of weird how this has started off for me. Look at that big 3, though. Oh, look at that big 3. Outstanding. Ricky Jones is back as my head coach. But Curry, Iverson, James. We got Thaddeus and Jop. Redick on the bench with Hibbert, Newman, Cooper, and Teague. Maybe going to try to get Teague and Matthews playing time, I think, to start off this season. And if we're struggling, then Shit, so be it. I'll change it up. I'll change it up if need be. Chad has elected to run with a 9-man bench. So Bibby, Wade, Durant, Nene, Perk, with Livingston, Rowe, Lopez, and Ingles as the guys guaranteed some playing time. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, it is based heavily on system proficiency. Just really quickly. Keeps the bench the same regardless, so that's fine. It is a fair thing about Tyreek Evans, but he doesn't play forward. So it is what it is for the moment. So the trade block for me this year is going to be a little bit different. I'm a little bit worried about AI at this point, but he's worth keeping for the next 2 years. But if I could move on from JJ to strengthen in other areas, I should. Same with Cooper. But I mean, Evans is the AI replacement. Nothing to do there. Could put Desanya Jop there. Don't feel like trading Hibbert. Don't want to trade Thaddeus. I can't put Newman there yet. But I do have draft picks, including my own, and including Detroit's, which is higher value than my own. So that's promising. The untouchables: Steph Curry, Tyreek Evans, LeBron, Thaddeus. Honestly, Thaddeus isn't untouchable. Hibbert's kind of in the same boat. For Chat's team, let's take a look. I mean, it is the final year of Mike Bibby's deal. He is leaving at the end of the season. So you can view him as your own rental. You can put him out there just to see what you could get for him. You do have Livingston behind him. So you could list Bibby up. You can list Livingston up just to see if you can get something for him. But again, it's not looking great. And then at center, I mean, your best bet is to probably move on from Perk, but Rowe and Lopez don't have the best potentials in the world. So, I mean, honestly, I mean, you could go draft picks, but you could also just list up all 3 centers to see if you can end up with a better center. I mean, but Rowe and Lopez are young enough that they could get better. So you could list your next 2 first-rounders out there as well. Let's do whoever's ahead of Taj Gibson. No. Crash is trying to tank. Crash is trying to tank, and I will not allow that. But yeah, I'd say Nene, Durant, Wade, Livingston, pretty much the untouchables. I mean, shit, Kevin Durant's more valuable at this stage than Dwayne Wade is. But we are set up, ready to go for a new season. Cleveland ranked 2nd in the power rankings. The Nuggets ranked 5th. This should, let's be honest. I have Allen Iverson and Steph Curry playing next to LeBron James. You guys have D. Wade, Kevin Durant together. This should be the last year of this. So I'll see you in 2020.